Shout out Big Steve.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of the Big Brain MMA. I'm your host, Big Steve. Break week, no UFC, but doesn't matter. We're still trying to make money betting MMA. This week it's going to be Cage Warriors and hopefully some other promotions. We'll see. Did we make money last week? We sure did. Again, good month, keeps on going. Not the best week. A little bit sloppy. So we start off with ACA. I bet old mate Puya something Romani. He's a really high level grappler. They gave him a step up in competition, but he's still pretty much the worst grappler in ACA. So he just ran through him. So it's probably my biggest bet. It was I didn't work it out in American, but I think it was like 2,000 to win 750. That was the max on Bet Online. Then we had Road. I lost $1,000 on Song on the first episode. Started off well, hurt the guy a bunch, then gassed. Awful performance. What a bum. And then I had a bit of parlaying with all the three girls that were fighting like the Indian chicks, the squash matches. I know my boy Pierce had like 5,000 on that. I couldn't bet it anywhere other than Bet Online, so I couldn't parlay. So I think I had like 300 on that to win 400, and then I had like $500 single on one of them on Bet365, but I was limited. So that made me lose only 650 on the first episode. Then Bellator I had doesn't go decision in Barnaoui. I had 1,000 something to win 500. Again, I couldn't bet more. I wish I bet like 2 units on that. Didn't even get over 1.5 rounds. Then I bet the shipment over 2.5 rounds. Lost 800 or $1,000 and something there. That was annoying. So $537 there. Loss. Regret it ASAP. Then what else we have? UFC only won $400. I pretty much parlayed Gata with Nolan and Jola Shui on the second episode, last fight on Road to UFC. Gato KO, $100 to win 525. I parlayed Gato and Nolan and Balashui. Nolan under 1.5. I put 1,000 to win 700. A little bit of a sweat. I had the under 1.5 in the Brahimaj. I thought it correlated with him. He was going to get around one side, but otherwise he would lose. Kind of wish I didn't play that. I'm going to stop playing these unders that are just one-way traffic. Only one man can finish. It's kind of ruining my record. So yeah, with those two parlays and the Gato KO, I only won $400. But then on the Janice Shuri guy, won on Road, so I won $1,000 there. And yeah, and I won 700 in boxing. 500 stake, 1.4 units. There's a 1/4 unit on 400 on Usyk decision and 100 on draw. So 700 there. So 700 in ACA, 700 on boxing, 400 in UFC, 1,000 on Road, and then I lost 500 on Bellator and 600 Road for 1,700 profit for the week. It's not even a unit, but it's something. It's profit. It was sloppy. We move on. I'll make more next week. And yeah, we're over to 20,000. So it's good. Can't complain. I'll bring in my special guest, my man Subliminal. He's a very sharp fellow. When we line up, we do quite well, especially in Contender and Cage Warriors. How are you, sir?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for having me again. It's been a while.
That's fine. You're the best in small doses, so I'll wait quite a bit to bring you on.
That's kind of you. It's kind of you.
Yeah. How's being married, man? I'm looking at venues and stuff. It's freaking stressing me out.
Oh, you're about to get married?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got married last year, so it's good. It's good. I mean, the run up is stressful, but the day is pretty good. Just enjoy it.
All right. Well, that settles it. I'll just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Yeah, I'm not. It's just choosing, the date, the venue, and shit like that. All right, should we get into this card? There's a bunch of bum fights. That's the thing.
Yep.
We'll try not waste too much time. I know it's late for you. Near the top, we'll get some. I don't want to say high level fights, but they're better. All right, let's get into it, shall we? So Jordan O'Neill versus Theodoros Seredes. Man, they really picked this Seredes guy out for Jordan O'Neill. This must be his hometown, right? Oh no, he's from Northern Ireland. Yeah, they're really fan this guy. This guy's a bit more fluid. Seredes is a bit more fluid. He throws hooks, throws bungalows, And then at some point he just gasses out, and his ground game is awful. And I'm not really impressed by O'Neill whatsoever, although he is the only guy to beat and finish Joe Ambler, who we will talk about later on. So I guess he's kind of all right, but yeah, other than that, I wasn't really impressed. It should be this Greek dude just based on existing, having more cardio, because this Greek is just a whole lot of mess. So that's all I got, man.
Yeah, nothing more to add. I didn't even tape this this Greek guy. I did obviously tape Jordan Neal because he's beat 2 people on this card. But yeah, I mean, he's like, what, 1.2 favorite or something. So I just assumed it's probably going to be a squash match and didn't even bother.
Yeah, the thing is, like, he might actually get knocked out. Like, the Greek is so fluid with his punches. You should tape it just for the cinema. But he's which is, there's a lot of cinema on this card. There's some of the tape, if it wasn't so sad, it would have been funny. But some sad tape on this card. He's actually really fluid with his punches, and he rips the body as well.
Okay.
But yeah, then like at around 1, just fish off his back, and he's completely gassed. Maybe Jordan Neal gets a finish here. I know you probably don't have totals on. It's quite annoying that Bet365 like didn't bring out their odds sooner, because there's no other event this week. But
yeah, I know.
I think it's because Bet Online was late. But if we had totals, I think potentially, because Jordan Neal is not a finisher at all, it could be a sneaky one. Yeah, I wouldn't even parlay Jordan Neal because there's a chance he gets knocked out early.
Yeah, no chance.
And he's a bum. He's a bum. A lot of these parlay people are bums.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Jackson Clark, Fodul Bantayeb. So yeah, it's a dog or pass for me, but the line came in a bit. Obviously, the people that saw this as well. Bantayeb, he was a bigger dog before. I also got Bet365 open just to kind of, he's barely a dog. It's close to pick him.
Yeah.
Clark kind of looks nicer. He's a lot of these cage warriors, they have like good technique. They're easier in the eye, but they have a lot of major holes. Like, he looks good, and then he just kind of falls apart in a lot of his amateur fights, whenever he gets extended. So I don't know, like, at least I've seen this Bantaleb dude go more decisions. And this is this is Jackson Clark's pro debut as well. Bantaleb is 4-4, so he's had 8 pro fights. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them got into decision. And he also slows down. So essentially, they both fought nobody. They both slow down when they go to decision. But Jackson Clark slows down in 3x3 amateur decisions, whereas Bantaleb, has won decisions in 5 rounders. So I thought he's quite well rounded. This guy, he's probably going to be a dog. The hometown guys are always favorites. So I thought about dog or pass, but he's barely a dog now. So I don't know. I think I'll make Jackson the favorite just for the hometown advantage. But no strong opinions here. What about you?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think the line where it's at now is probably accurate. As you said, Clark, he looks nice on the feet, kind of light on his feet, nice leg kicks, body kicks, decent takedown defense, all the stuff you want to see. But yeah, he does slow down. His last amateur fight was actually 5 3-minute rounds, so he did go 15 minutes, but he still fell apart, as you say. So yeah, it's probably dog or pass, but I think it's fairly accurate where it is at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, the public thought the same thing when the odds were really.
What did he open at, the dog?
I'm not sure about the opener because I didn't really care. $100, but he was like maybe $2.30, $2.40 even, and I was like, oh wow, this is definitely something I'm keeping my eye on. But then obviously the public thought the same, and now it's settled where, like I say, like you said, probably accurate, to be honest. Who knows? Maybe Bentaleb levels above him, but I highly doubt it. Alrighty. Speaking of levels, Albert Silpetti, Charles Joyner. Yeah, this is the funniest fight on the card. This Albert Silpetti Albert Silpetti has 3 fights, pro fights, 4. The first dude is Michel Chaparino, and I posted this on my Twitter. He's wearing like a leotard, a wrestling spandex thing, and his hair is fuck, and I'm like, is this an open weight fight? Because he looks like 3 weight classes bigger, just because he's fatter.
Yeah.
And then he's just holding him against the cage, and then he just loses a decision because he doesn't do anything other than that. And I'm like, surely you can do better than that, man. That guy just looked like an idiot. And then proceeds to fight Eduardo Di Giorgio, who just holds him against the cage, just like the other bum, and then grapples him in mount for 3 rounds, and then rematches him, and the fight goes the exact same way. I'm like, what the hell is this dude? And then he loses to another guy, Samuel Di Guardo, which I can't find, but I assume he got grappled.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so it's like this guy's 1-3, and obviously this is a squash match for Giles Joyner. Joyner's meant to be Australian, right? According to his flag. Never heard of the guy in my life. Obviously, he's a striker. He's a really big striker. He's also been grappled before. Jordan O'Neill, who we spoke in the first fight, Jordan grappled him, went to decision. But yeah, southpaw, really good striker. Like he's got a step in knee because he's tall, and he's got a killer body kick, a liver kick. He's got 2 finishes via liver kick. So yeah, I don't know what to say. I guess he should win this fight, but obviously, I don't think he's going to grapple Sapetti. So we might actually see Sapetti striking. But the little slips of Sapetti striking was bloody dreadful. It was dreadful. I think this guy's just bad.
Like, he's really, just awful. Really. Yeah, he's awful.
For some reason they want Joyner to win. I guess Australian dude in Cage Warriors, but yeah, I think the line is unplayable. Maybe another under, but I think the under is at 1.5 in this one, which I have no interest in. Like essentially, if Joyner doesn't get like a liver kick, which he has in his only 2 finishes, probably goes over.
It's going over, yeah.
Yeah, but a bit hard to get a read with the tape. You know, Sapetti constantly getting grappled.
What is the over?
The over is like minus money. I think it's like $1.60, $1.70 something. Like it's favored. The under is like slight plus money, which also feels kind of accurate, right? Oh, let's move on. I mean, I didn't even let you talk about it.
No, you said everything.
Yeah, we'll save some time on these ones that come on.
Yeah.
But I think we both have a play here. So Joe Fields versus Tom Wright. So you locked in this first in my Discord. You played Tom Wright, and I was in the process of taping it when you locked it in. It was one of my last fights before today, and I know Tom Wright. You know, he's he got a submission in his Cage Warriors debut over Quinn. Guillotine. He loves his guillotines. And then I had to tape Joe Fields. It was hard to get a read on Joe Fields, other than a lot of his fights were competitive. And he lost to Connor Walsh, which Tom Wright kind of shut down for 5 rounds. They both have a mutual opponent in amateurs, and they both were title fights. And Connor Walsh hurt Joey Fields like twice in round 1 and round 5. And Tom Wright, I would say, is probably more of a cleaner, better striker. So I didn't really get the line. But then after you played it on Bet Online, he was plus 180, and you played plus 150, right?
Yeah, I didn't get that plus 180 line. Yeah,
and I was like, this is a way better line. What am I missing? So then I went deep and I taped every single Joe Fields fight, which didn't get me anything, other than the fact that I understood his game, and you know he can take people down and he can backpack. And Tom Wright has a bunch of rear naked choke losses on his record, which is the only reason why I think the line is where it's at. But that's it, man. I kind of regret it missing on the 180, and I locked in like small, like 160 something, but not even for like a quarter unit. I'm hoping it bounces back. What's it?
It seems to be going the other way. Well, on my books anyway, he's like 2.38 now.
Yeah, it's annoying. And yeah, Bet365 is 2.45. Oh well, maybe I just bite the bullet and lock it in there because it's got to be competitive, right?
Yeah, I kind of saw the same things. Like Fields, he looks nice. He's got decent striking, mixes in takedowns. Once he gets on top, he's quite heavy and everything. Good cardio. But I think Wright can do that as well, and he's bigger. He's like 5'9" at bantamweight, so he's pretty big for the weight class. He attacks with chokes, as you said. Like loves his guillotine. Also got good cardio, serviceable striking. Like I just don't understand why he's plus 150. When this should probably be closer to pick him. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. There's a few people I spoke to, they're like, oh, I don't know, Joe Fields kind of looks good. But I'm like, yeah, he kind of does. But they're both fighting amateurs, similar amateur guys on the regionals. And, you know, he's not blowing me away. Like, he's meant to be a grappler, and he has a lot of decisions. And when he gets the back, he doesn't really finish. So, yeah, I mean, I don't understand. It just seems competitive.
The guy that Wright lost to in his pro debut is a beast. Like that used to.
Oh yeah, the Aries guy that molded.
Yeah. He's a bit tight, no shame in losing to him.
Even when you watch his fights, like he gives a lot of cage time, but he shows good takedown defense, right? So that's good. So obviously Joe Field's going to try to take him down. Good takedown defense, is the better striker in my opinion, and he's got that guillotine to threaten. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of all the rear naked chokes on his record. Or maybe it's the hype. Joe Field says the hype. I don't know. But yeah, I should have just played 180 and not hesitated. But oh well. We move on.
I was hoping I would get that plus 180, but I've barely got any books that have released these Cage Warriors lines, and when I got it, it was plus 150. So I just thought, oh, okay, I'll just
yeah. You're only going to get that on Bet Online because it's so volatile. You know, someone hits it and then comes back, and yeah, you lock it in when you can. Alrighty, Joe Ambler versus Michelle Chamu. Dog or pass here, I guess. Chamu seems to be a popular dog, although I haven't actually heard anyone lock him in. Just a lot of chatter about him. I went back and taped every single Joe Ambler fight just because, you know, there might be potential to lock in a money line. Not many money lines I like on this card. And yeah, I mean, he was finished by Jordan O'Neill, who we spoke about in the first fight. He's already fought 2 opponents, and he got rocked there a bunch and then guillotined. Other than that, Jordan O'Neill was like a decision machine. So that was like a red flag to me. But then I'm watching every single fight of his, Joe, literally every single fight that I could find. I didn't realize he got submitted by Sean Clancy Jr. I couldn't find that either. But in all the others, he's just like, he's a grinder, and he puts on his wrestling. And yeah, he actually has a nice little knockout of Emil Vujkanovic as well. Did like a 1-2 and then another 1-2 and just put him out cold. I was like, oh, nice. Yeah, he seems all right. It just seems a bit soy on tape. Like he seems weak. Like a lot of cage push, not really like athletic. Which Chamu can definitely run through him, but other than that, man, I think after the first 5 minutes, what Joe does is like it's like the worst game plan for Chamu. Chamu is just a massive letdown, man. Like losing to this Carlos Grasso guy. I thought about playing Grasso as an underdog there, and I was just like, I can't. This is like such a step down from Naglis and Will Curry. Like, how bad is Chamu? Should he lose to this guy? And then he just gets mauled, man. Mauled for 3 rounds and then finished in the 3rd. So I don't think he's making any improvements on 33. He's just like athleticism and nothing else. What do you say?
Yeah, the advantages for Chamu are probably athleticism and big power. That's probably it. And yeah, as you say, 5 minutes and he's probably dead in the water if he hasn't finished him. I see the appeal for like people playing him as a dog, like plus 150. But I think I'm probably gonna leave it just because, yeah, round 1 or bust. I probably want more than plus 150.
That makes sense. What about the under? I think the under 1.5 is plus money. Do you think Ambler can get him out of there in 7 minutes? Because we know Chamu probably, his path is probably under 1.5.
Yeah, I mean, the under 1.5 covers Chamu's win condition. So, you know, I think Ambler probably could. He does seem like a pretty bad grappler, Chamu. So if he pushes the grappling, he probably could finish him in under 7.5 minutes. But what is the line at?
It was plus money under 1.5, barely like $2.10, but that was yesterday. I think the limits are much bigger now, so who knows where these lines are at. I can't check Bet Online while I'm freaking on this because the VPN will kill my stream. Are you looking at fight odds?
Yeah.
Who knows, man? I'm scared to look now that the limits are open. Everything's probably freaking destroyed.
Minus 105. So it's been
a little bit of money. Yeah, that's kind of pick 'em. It's pretty much saying like 50% chance it goes over, 50% chance it goes under. Probably just all relying on old mate Ambler if he can do it. He's got a lot of decisions against amateur bums, so it's a bit scary. Yeah. All right, let's move on. A live bet would be good here if you could live bet Cage Warriors. Jump on Ambler if he survives the scare. Alrighty. João dos Santos versus Jack Humphreys. This is an interesting fight. Jack Humphreys, massive favorite. He has obviously a lot of wins on amateurs, against in bloody IMF, which whatever. I'm 50-50 about that promotion. A lot of IMF guys are like kind of end up being busts when they go pro. But he seems technical. He can grapple. He's got submissions. He can strike. But this João dos Santos guy doesn't seem too bad. Like I think he's relatively young himself, 23, and not many fights. He's got one KO in last year, and then straight away in April, like 2 months ago, he fought again, and he got wrestled. And the first guy wrestled him until he got KO'd. So I think he's tall. He's kind of fluid. Not much to see on him really. You go on his Instagram, he's always like showing his euros, like he's counting his money after competing in one of these like grappling comps and like these fights. I'm sure he's not getting a fortune from these random ass fights, but it's just funny. Yeah, I mean Jack Humphreys should win, but I don't have a strong lean, man. I don't think this DeSantos guy is that bad, but Humphreys definitely has a grappling path. So I would have thought the under would be good, but yeah, if DeSantos can just survive, it's going to look like a boring 3-round, grapple fest. Humphreys he's got a dance that he likes, but I haven't really seen him hit it on anyone. Oh, he's got one Bravo choke. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I got nothing here. To be honest, I didn't even look into it. I saw he was like a 1.1 favorite. I was like, I'll pass on that one. I assume the other guy was not. There was a reason he was such a big favorite, so I just passed. But it sounds like it might be closer than the line suggests.
Yeah. No, it's not awful, I don't think. I don't know. But it's a hard fight to get a read. You're probably not saving time, not taping it. Alrighty. Josh Abraham, Aiden Lee. Interesting fight. Abraham was on a 3-fight losing streak, fighting everyone. Elliot Jenkins, who I don't know who it is, and Chris Edwards, who I don't know who that is. But he fought Steve Aimable back in 2019, and he was lighting Aimable up for many different rounds. And Aimable had to take him down a few times just to take the pressure off him. Very aggressive, and that's his issue. He can be taken down and he can be grinded out, and he's quite hittable. He becomes quite hittable in rounds 2 and 3. All out aggression, and then he came after a massive layoff, 4-year layoff, and he knocked out this 0-1 bum in like 30 seconds. So I don't really see anything different from him. Still aggressive, still good striking, probably still bad takedown defense. He's only 27. I was surprised by that, how young this guy is. And so he would have been like 22 when he was fighting Steve Aimable, which is impressive. Aimable back then is in his prime. And then we got Aiden Lee. He started off in Cage Warriors, was one of the better guys in Cage Warriors, and went to Bellator, fought the who's who. Corrales made him look like a bum. I had him there, like awful bet, and then he quit from an eye poke. I think he thought it was going to be a no contest, but they gave Corrales he backfired and they gave Corrales a decision. He ran through this Russian guy into with the rear naked choke. He's got a good back take, good rear naked choke, but he's not really. He doesn't have the best wrestling. He's not really athletic. He lost to this Eda Gama guy via split, which I can't really find, and then Andreas Binder knocked him out in round 4 in level fight series, and a lot of us played Builder against Katizi as a decent sized dog, but the guy just keeps like cancelling fights in PFL. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's a bit of a weenie Lee. Like he hates the pressure, he hates adversity, but he's a lot more experienced guy, and I know what his games are made up of. Other than Josh Abraham, I don't know. I think a dog will pass for sure here if you're brave enough to take a poke on Josh. And the unders, I'm considering the unders with how aggressive he is, but he hasn't really been finished much. And the finish probably correlates with Aiden Lee getting his back. So dog will pass, maybe some unders, but the unders 1.5, so I'm kind of not interested. What do you say?
Yeah, I still need to look into this one because I've seen a few people on this Josh Abraham guy, but to be honest, I don't know much about him. But he was like, what was he, plus 300 at some point, like $4 or something?
No, it's still $3.40, not bad.
Yeah, so
there's value. It's not like the line is gone or anything.
No, exactly. He's still a massive underdog. So, but it has come in a bit, so people, have put some money down on him. But Yeah, I'm familiar with Aidan Lee. Obviously, as it said, he's ex-Cage Warriors, ex-Bellator guy. But yeah, he does just tend to just give up. I remember that fight he had with Dean Truman, and he was like laying into him or like dominating the fight for 2 rounds, and then he just like third round just stopped moving. Just getting punched, and he just stopped moving. So he is known to flake. So I see the appeal for a dog shot, but I can't comment on how good or bad Abraham is until I've looked into him. But yeah, might be one to take a shot on.
Yeah, it's clear dogger pass. Alrighty, speaking of dogger passes, this is not one of them. Jason Blair, Arthurs, lay sounds. I don't know what to say about this fight. They're giving Jason Blair the layup.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely aggressive dude. This Arthurs, I don't really know what he's good at. He just swings really hard, and occasionally goes for takedowns. When they take him down, he goes for guillotines. Really low level dudes, and he's beaten really low level guys, and some low level guys have finished him. So yeah, he's dropping down to welterweight for the first time, I think.
Lightweight.
Yeah, I guess Jason should win in many ways, unless he gets caught.
It's that lightweight, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, let me just check.
I think Blair's going down.
Oh, he is?
Or maybe I've mixed it up. Hold on.
No, he can't go down, dude. Oh, wait, you're right. It is a lightweight. What the hell?
Is it lightweight? Yeah, so
Blair's
he's going
dropping down from welterweight for the first time.
Yeah, I remember in his last fight they were saying that the commentators were saying that Blair wants to go down, and that seems to be what he's doing.
Okay, so this guy's going down and Blair's, which I caught on, but I didn't really register that Blair was dropping down as well. So yeah, I guess they're both dropping down. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess the power should carry over from Jason Blair.
Yeah, it's actually quite funny taping this Latvian guy because he just throws everything, literally everything, into every punch. It's hilarious. And like after 4 minutes, he's like got his hands on his knees, gassed out of his mind. So yeah, I mean Blair should absolutely run through him. But I've actually got some props on the main card. But I haven't really looked at them. Blair is like 1.3. Blair inside the distance is 1.36. I mean, that says it all. 1.25 doesn't go the distance. That's probably free money, to be honest.
That's like, why wouldn't you just play that? That's like way better.
Yeah.
For minimum risk.
But yeah, this Latvian guy's getting knocked out and stuff on the Lithuanian and Latvian regional MMA scene. So I think Blair's probably going to do bad things to him.
What book is that you have? I only have Bet365.
Yeah, so all my books were getting absolutely cooked, like ones with regionals on, and then I spoke to Pig Lord, and he was like, "Yeah, use the Zone Bet." So I signed up for the Zone Bet, and that's got these lines on it, thankfully.
Damn, I just realised that we didn't speak about Prince McLean, but I just see he got
cancelled. I know, man. He skipped it.
No, he got cancelled.
Oh, he got cancelled?
Oh, I was going by Topology, and then I went to check the Discord cancellations. No one put anything. I'm like, sweet. But then it wasn't on Topology, and then I saw it on Bet365. I'm like, oh no, I forgot about this. Yeah, it got cancelled.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't. I literally like. I just refreshed and it's cancelled. Oh damn! That was going to be hilarious.
Oh well, we saved what, 5 minutes? About wasting time.
Oh, but Mazio's fucking. Oh, he's hilarious.
I wonder who pulled out, because they freaking gave Mazio the biggest layup. Well, he probably would have got knocked out, to be honest, knowing him.
I wanted to see it. We'll get him.
Alrighty. So let's move on, shall we? Leon Hill versus Tommy Hawthorne. Kind of a decent fight, levels-wise, compared to some of these stuff that we've been talking about. This is the fight. I first taped this fight, and then I never really circled back around. I did it like before the week started, so I can get a head start. So I don't really have like a strong read, because I didn't do like proper due diligence. But I looked at Hawthorne's fights, and I mean, not much to see. He's just running through everyone. I don't think there's a decent guy on his record. He seems to have a crazy power. And then, I watched him fight Liam McCracken, who's a grappler. So I was like, let's see how this will go, because him and Leon Hill correlate. Hill is like a back taker with a good rear naked choke, right? And I watch it, and then McCracken just knocks him out on the feet easy. And I'm like, okay, so is he chinny? McCracken doesn't do that to anyone. So I got no idea what Hawthorne's about, other than he cracks really hard, and the one good guy that he fought knocked him out in 41 seconds, and that's it. That's the extent of his MMA career. So, I mean, he could be the real deal. He could be someone with some power. They have been trying to match him up tough, like Simone Patrizzi and Luan Davies in Cage Warriors. So, and Hawthorne withdrew both times. So maybe that tells you something. Maybe that's the information you need, whether he's good or not. And yeah, Leon Hill, he's all right. He's I don't know if he's worthy of these favorite lines. Like, he can drop the ball. What is he now on Bet365? Almost minus 200. I don't know about that. Yeah, you got Luan Davies. We just mentioned triangle armbar him. I think Davies is really good. Other than that, he rear naked choked Galean, who I think is one of the better dudes in Cage Warriors. But yeah, just a lot of bums on his record as well, and he got grapple left by that other bum, the African dude. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. I guess it's dog or pass. Maybe the under, but the under is quite steamed. I think it's trending towards minus 200 as well. It makes sense. Do you have a stronger read than me?
Yeah, I kind of agree that like Hill should win, but it's not like I'm rushing to bet him at like almost minus 200. Hawthorne, as you say, he's fought almost nobody, and the one good guy he fought, he got knocked out in 40 seconds. But he does seem to have some decent power, and Hill doesn't have the best like defense on the feet, so he can get cracked. His takedown defense is awful, though. Hill he gets taken down by literally every opponent. I think I watched him every fight of his. He got taken down. So if Hawthorne is like some secret, power wrestler, then maybe he'll have success. But I have seen him go for a couple of suplexes, Hawthorne. But it's against incredibly low level of competition, and Hill is also massive for the weight class. And I saw the weigh-ins, and they faced off. I thought they might match up in size a bit more than Leon Hill's previous opponents, but they don't. He still towers over Hawthorne, so he'll be much bigger. He likes to grapple, so and I don't think Hawthorne's been out of round one, has he? So then if he gets out of round one, yeah. So yeah, Hill probably rightfully favoured, but I don't really want to play money line. Maybe something on the prop side, but I need to look into it a bit more on that part. But yeah, it's probably maybe an accurate money line.
Hopefully we get some props, because I'll jump on Bet Online and just hit some $100 props for nothing, just so I can pay my water bill next week.
I mean, Hill. What do you think about Hill inside the distance minus 150?
Yeah, I tend to think that minus 150. That's not bad. I tend to think that his money line is he's inside the distance, right? Like
because Hawthorne.
Yeah, we saw him get knocked out on the feet by Liam McCracken, dude.
Yeah,
like that should be the only thing we need to see.
Yeah,
and even if he doesn't get knocked out in first round, like Leon Hill is pretty reliable to get the back and like rear naked choking Dimitru is pretty impressive, man.
Yeah, he wasn't looking great up until then, though.
Yeah, but like I said, Dimitru is good, and
he's good. Yeah.
He does have an issue of giving his back to everyone, like literally everyone. I think he learned from that fight. But yeah, I mean. Yeah, I think if he gets out of the first round for the first time in Tommy Hawthorne's career, I think we can expect him to gas. Sure. Yeah, so I don't mind that. If you're going to play Leon Hill, if you're brave enough, then probably just plays inside the distance. If you have it.
I mean, to be honest, on Bet Online, the under 1.5 is minus 155 as well, but
yeah,
it could go over though, couldn't it?
Yeah, because there's one fight against Michel Zimbala. He almost went into round 3. He ground and pounded him at the end, but who knows? There's a lot more deep tape to be done. It's hard to deep tape these fights, man. You tape 3, and you're like, How deep do I want to go on this fight?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Speaking of fights that I didn't want to go deep on, Kennedy Freeman, the Machine 2.0 versus Giselle Libanio. Honestly, this is a dog or pass for me. Apparently, Kennedy Freeman has a lot of hype. I think her dad was a fighter. I don't know who he is.
He was in the UFC. He knocked out Frank Mir.
Oh, the bold
Yeah.
Englishman with all the tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Ian Freeman, yeah.
Goddamn, they him, yeah. Well, I mean, he wasn't that good other than that moment, but yeah, but she's like more of a striker. She's literally just a kickboxer. She, honestly, for me, man, like I get the hype, but I taped this fight thinking that it's a clear dog or pass, and I'm probably going to do some extensive tape on Freeman more than Libiano because I watched all her fights online to see is it worth it, because her losses, right? She has a few rear naked chokes, right? Obviously there are. Oh, she has one. My bad. I'll take that back. One in 2016. But the rest are just wins. Her wins, over Pinson and Harney and stuff, they're just decisions, competitive striking decisions. Maybe not competitive, but like back and forth, and then she rocks him, and then she steals the round. They're 0-0 in chicks, like girls with no wins. And this girl she's fighting, Giselle, she's like 22, and she grapples in all her fights. She grapples aggressively, and she throws down. She got knocked out by this Naglia Bruno, and it looked like she was chinny. But Naglia Bruno, have a look at this. Look at this chick. Fucking jack.
Yeah.
She's a kickboxer. Right, look at her kickboxing record. She's a kickboxer and she has a bunch of knockouts. So it's important to wiki cap. Other than that, she got a rear naked choke round 1 and ground and pound round 1. So and an armbar in amateurs. So she grapples. So she's a grappler, and she's pretty big. She's 22 years of age. I saw in one of her fights. So she's going to practically grapple, and I have to pay $1.25 on this Freeman chick. That's a striker, and she's been submitted before. So I have to do some deep tape to see how her takedown defense is, how her grappling is. I tend to think not amazing, but I mean, I want to do due diligence before I bet this dog, because Freeman has some hype on her. She seems to have some power, but I look at her Instagram and she's just posing with her tits out. I'm not really. That's like a red flag for me. Clear dog or pass, and the under 2.5 is like a pick'em. Which
is it? I thought it'd be better than that.
You thought it'd be plus money? Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
With a bunch of this
pick'em, yeah.
But I mean, Freeman has just a bunch of. I think it's just kind of like accurate, 50% chance. Do you think Freeman knocks her out, or Libiano, or she doesn't? I think that's how the bookies are seeing it, because she's like 50-50 with decisions and finishes. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Dog or pass? What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's too much hype on this Freeman girl just because her dad was in the UFC and, was a semi kind of famous fighter in the UK. She.
Good point. Too much breakdown. I noticed that too.
Yeah, exactly. You can barely see her tattoo. She's got so much on. But this Brazilian chick is obviously fighting no one except that kickboxer that knocked her out. But yeah, that girl is a beast. I did watch that fight. She did look pretty good. This fight's up at bantamweight, which is a bit weird. I think Kennedy just doesn't want to cut weight, but Giselle, I think, was fighting at strawweight. So she's coming up 2 weight classes, but they looked fairly similar sizes at the weigh-ins. She wants to cage push, go for the takedown. She's not the best at it. She's kind of struggling to take these 0-1 Brazilian regional MMA fighters down. But, as you say, she's young. She could be improving. Her Freeman's ground game kind of unknown. She's been submitted, so we know it's not great. But yeah, she's had like one fight in since 2018 or something. Dog or pass. I mean, what's the line at now?
It's the same. She's like $4. $4.20. $4.20 blaze it.
$4.20 blaze it, yeah.
Sign.
So you could even put like quarter of a unit and just let it ride. But
yeah, it just depends. Depends if they're trying to make it a squash match. But to me, it feels like there's so many other worse girls they could have given her. right? Like they've actually fished out a girl that's kind of decent on the Brazilian regional scene. Decent for this level. Like there's no one decent on Freeman's record either. So it's not like they're both fighting. It's not like it's a levels fight.
Yeah, like there's no way Kennedy covers this lineup unless she like knocks her out in the first round, which is, I mean, she did knock out the other girl in the first round, but
yeah, but that she came after a massive layoff and fought a freaking 2-2 chick. And Mountain Bet says that Freeman came in 133 pounds, so 2 pounds under, which makes sense. They're both. And you said Libiana was a strawweight. She's first fight was a strawweight, but she fought last two flyweight, so they're both kind of moving up one.
They both should be a flyweight, basically, shouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. I think they both should be flyweight. I think Kennedy wanted to fight a bantamweight, and they just told this chick, the fight's a bantamweight, do you want to take it or not? And that's it.
Yeah.
Dog pass, let's move on. Alrighty. Decent fight here, James Power versus Daniel Kolosinski. This Kolosinski dude is like a glory striker. He's like 14-2 or something, but he's a little bit wild, just always looking for that spinning back fist and some other stupid crap. His last loss and his only loss, I think it's his only loss, right? What is he? 5-1, yeah. He fought in UAE Warriors against Mikhail Bayram. It was like, I think it was really short notice, and it was catch weight. And he was doing all right, and then he just fell apart, like throwing too many spinning back fists and
all the fucking time.
All the time, yeah. And even like whenever Byron grabbed him, he just pulled guard, and I'm like, you don't even have a ground game. I don't understand these guard pulls. He just fell apart. You could tell that like his whole career was him knocking out dudes, and then just had to extend for the first time ever. And being short notice like that makes a big difference, man. The catch weight, he obviously wasn't prepared. He just fell apart. Then after that, he had another decision against Jason Carvalho, which he won, which is good for him, I would say, but I can't find that fight. Would have liked to see how his cardio holds up there. And then just had another bum, 6-19, and just knocked him out. Look, he's fluid. He's fluid for he's a kickboxer, so he's good at that. He's a southpaw. And then James Powell, look, I would love to fade James Powell, man. $1.22 again, 25, always wild lines. And I'm just left a bit underwhelmed by him. At first I thought it was going to be good because he ran through Adam Shelley and he ran through Capera eventually, but he's just always kind of losing or not doing much. And there was a lot of grappling against Pagani, a lot of grappling against Gianluca Rocca. Like his fights have become quite boring now. He got dropped by Pagani as well, got taken down by Pagani. Pagani's good though. I think he's one of the better Italians in Cage Warriors. Still undefeated. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's a clear dog or pass. Maybe Daniel has, more than a puncher's chance here. But James Power is definitely the cleaner boxer. Like he would just throw 1-2s and he was not going to overcomplicate it like Daniel. So yeah, clear dog or pass. But that's the extent of my read here.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like you can't be playing James Power as a massive favourite, although I don't think this Kolosinski guy is very good at all. As we've already said, he just spins all the bloody time. Like loves a spinning back fist. Yeah, I mean, Power is obviously the much better overall fighter. He pressures, and I think the Polish guy can be pressured and slows down a bit. And yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. Like James Power should be favoured, but you can't bet him. I haven't thought about any props. Do you think James Power finishes him?
It's just hard. It's just incredibly hard to get a read with the lack of tape on the Daniel guy. If anything, do you remember the Pagani fight? Pagani landed a spinning elbow right on Power's chin. So maybe the spin.
Right.
He didn't even blink, and it was a spinning elbow as well, and it was like clean on the chin on the button, and he just ate it and it just kept coming forward. So the spins were probably going to be there because he's so pressure heavy, and this idiot's probably going to keep going to him to the well over and over and over.
I mean, Power by decision is $3.
Yeah, he can probably carry him there, man, because he's just grappling a lot recently. It's strange. But he doesn't have any takedowns. He just cage pushes. That Rock fight was awful, man.
And he got dropped in that one, to be fair. Was it a drop or a slip?
It probably got dropped. He's a very underwhelming, very, very underwhelming favorite. So
yeah, he is.
Daniel can definitely drop him, man. He's probably way better striker than Pagani and Rocca.
Rocca, yeah.
Anyway, what are you going to do? Let's move on. My laptop's not liking this.
I can hear it.
Can you actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's overheating like crazy. Yeah, all right. Put him out of its misery, shall we? Oops. That wasn't meant to happen. All right, main event. Harry Hardwick, Orlando Prins. I always thought this guy's name was Pins. Yeah, I think Orlando is quite good, man. When I first taped him when he was meant to make his debut in Cage Warriors and there was no tape, I was like, this guy's quite good, you know, from the lack of tape that we have. And then Mearns just gave him like the biggest step up he's had in his life after like 3 fights, and then just kind of wrestled him. But he still took a round off Mearns, I think, on the feet. He showed that he's got cardio, that he can be wrestled, and he can still, come out in round 3. He can strike. He's got like a nice teep, nice jab. He can switch stances. Okay wrestler, really good ground game. His jiu-jitsu is his best thing. Great sweeps, back takes. Really close fight with Samuel Bark. Kind of surprised that that's a unanimous. I think he clearly won one of the rounds with grappling and a back take. But Bark was probably one of the hardest fights to have. Like, Bark is out there still winning fights in the regionals in Octagon, and he just won in UAE Warriors for the title, I think, against that guy with no eyebrows, no hair. And then, like a bit of an underwhelming fight against Antonio Sheldon, who Sheldon just grinds, holds on for dear life, and that was a split because he couldn't really separate. And then he ran through Gilbert, who's bum. So, yeah, he's the biggest issue with Prins is he just doesn't separate. He's talented. You can see that he's got a good striking, good grappling. But what Hardwick does, just constant volume, like for 3 rounds. It's probably going to be for 5 rounds here because he doesn't really slow down. It's just like a bad matchup for Prins. Hardwick has lost in the grappling fight before, to the GOAT Smullen, Richie Smullen. But he was very young there. And I mean, he's got this draw with Federico Pasquale. I'll be honest, that's one fight I didn't tape. I definitely wanted to tape it just to see if there's any value in Prins. I mean, it's $5 now, man. Sure, there's going to be some value. If this was a 3-round fight, Prins would definitely get some money from me. Because Hardwick hittable, not very athletic. I'm sure he can give up some jiu-jitsu positions. Like these last few fights, Esteban, Bum, Steve Amaby was like already washed. We saw him lose to Diaz after that. Pasquale, I need to watch it, but it's a draw. This their guy, whatever, is split to Endoy, also bad result. So, yeah, I think it can be competitive enough early, but I think probably Hardwick just runs away with it in the 5-rounder later on. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I quite like Hardwick. Obviously, he's just got like a pleasing style to watch. It's like endless pressure, wears you down against the cage, much like his brother.
I think it's a bit better decision-wise than his brother. His brother kind of like waits more for the big shot, whereas
more
Hardwick,
patient,
this guy just throws a lot, so there's no chance of getting robbed.
And he throws like it's always something different coming, like a leg kick, body kick, head kick, punches. Like he's got nice body shots like George. So yeah, he's like always moving forwards. Solid cardio. I have no doubt that he can. Have either of them gone 5? I didn't write that down.
I think this is his first title shot.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got no doubt that
wait for his brother to leave.
Yeah. No doubt that he can go 5 rounds. I don't know about Prins. I mean, he seems like he might slow down a little bit, especially if he's pressured. How Hardwick's going to pressure him. But yeah, he's going to have the clear athleticism edge. Moves well on the feet. Mixes up attacks, good takedown defense. But he can be held against the cage, and I think that's where Hardwick will probably have some success. He seems to do it in every fight now. He'll try and wear on his opponent. So I expect that to happen. But yeah, the line is wide now. Like, I can't remember. I saw the line and I was like, oh, okay, I could be swayed into playing Hardwick, and then it's just kept going and kept going. So no, I'm not interested. But there was some props.
It's definitely tempting. It's definitely tempting. Like, Prince is not that bad, to be honest.
No, he's not.
Prince is probably better than I don't know about Pasquale, but he's probably better than a washed Steve Amelby and Esteban, and maybe even this Gene and Doi guy as well. This Joy guy and Doi was 9-2, but I think his record is a lot worse now. He's approaching 50% win rate.
And the fight against Indoor, I remember that because I bet Hardwick, and Hardwick got dropped in the first round just because he's so like pressure heavy and no
regard for defense.
No regard for defense and stuff. And I was like, oh shit, this is done. And then he wins the next 2 rounds. So that was quite close. But yeah, he can get dropped.
Ube says the draw in the Pascal fight was because he got dropped, and the lad hits hard. He doesn't think Prince has that power. But that's the thing; he gets dropped in every fight, so it's like that's why I'm tempted on Prince. I know Prince doesn't hit that. And
there's 5 rounds. It's 5 rounds. If he gets dropped in the first round, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What do you think about the goes the distance or doesn't go the distance?
Yeah, that's something I have to look into. What do you think of the over 4.5? That's why I'll watch that Pascali fight and the Amelby fight. I did watch the Esteban. I shamelessly parlayed him against Esteban. And I'm just gonna have to see what he's finishing on. Things like Prins gives me like really good durability vibes.
He seems.
He was never hurt once by Samuel Bach, and Bach he's knocked out Harilla. His knees in the clinch are brutal, right? He targets the body, and these dudes spent like 5 rounds clinching. And I've never seen Prince. I've seen Prince eat some big overhands. He just doesn't react. Like it's fine. Never been finished. So that could be a potential spot. And has Hardwick been finished? Like Richie Smalling couldn't finish him when he was younger. He had his back and stuff. So that could be the spot. It just depends how much you think Hardwick's leveled up, because that back take over Esteban was pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty opportunistic though, wasn't it? Like he just
it was very opportunistic.
He fell like into it, didn't he?
He needed him, and then he wrapped the head around the neck, and then he just kind of like sneaked around the back. It was pretty elite, pretty skilled.
He has been subbed once, but that was like 2017.
Yeah, I don't care about that. It was like 21, 22.
Yeah.
Probably the over, man. That plus money. The under is favored, so I wonder why people think that.
I've got goes the distance at $2.
Not bad. Oh, it's kind of like barely plus money, to be honest.
Yeah. It looks kind of accurate.
It does. It's kind of a shame. This whole card is fucking accurate. Other than Tom Wright, hopefully. Am I right?
Hopefully.
All right, let's wrap it up. We're just we're trying to find some scrappy value on this card, aren't we? All righty. We'll go over some things and then
only need one, Steve. Only need one.
That's it. Only need one that wins, not one that loses, though. Like last week.
Well, that's a good
one. All right, Jordan O'Neill. That's clearly I don't even want to say dog or pass. Maybe the under there. Jackson Clark. I'm leaning Bantaleb. This total is also 2.5, and they're 2 dudes that go decision. Maybe the 2.5 will pick him. Albert Sapedio was what a fight, bro. What a fight. Maybe just hope that Joyner can get a liver kick KO and play the under. Tom Wright, we're both on Tom Wright. Let's hope we don't look like idiots. If this goes into round 3, then it's going to be value, right? Surely it's going to. I don't see Fields just like mauling him.
I don't think he's going to finish him.
Yeah, hopefully not. Chamu Ambler, like it's dog or pass, I guess, if you're brave enough. Maybe the under. Jack Humphreys, the Santos, really hard fight to get a read on. Josh Abraham, Aiden Lee, clear dog or pass. Maybe the under correlates with Abraham in covers. Jason Blair, he's not dog or pass. Maybe the under. Leon Hill, Hawthorne, it's a tough fight. Hawthorne has a puncher's chance. I don't know. Under maybe. Kennedy Freeman, Libiano, a dog for me. I have to check some more. James Power, Kosinski, dog or pass. And Harry Hardwick, it feels like a fight that's blind accurately, other than Prince having some value, to be honest. But that's all I got, man.
Yeah, I think
just rocking the one bet.
For now. Maybe is Hill inside the distance square? I can't decide.
If you think he's not going to get knocked out, then you just give it the percentage, and then just go from there. Like what percentage you give Hawthorne to knock him out. That's why I have to do more tape to see what Hill's chin is like. I haven't done the due diligence, but he has been knocked out. in amateurs twice back to back, but I can't find this
fight. Hawthorne's, was it his last fight where he got that nice nice lean back counter?
Bro, all his knockouts are pretty nice. Like he seems to have good boxing. Like,
yeah,
way better than Hills.
Nice with it, but
yeah.
But yeah, if he gets out of round 1, it's like it's only a matter of time, surely.
Yeah.
You know, he gets the back, gets the choke. So yeah, Leon Hill maybe inside distance. Obviously, he already got right. Giselle, maybe a little sprinkle. James Power pass, and then the main event is probably a pass as well. So yeah, not a lot on the card, but we only need one.
Exactly. Libiano apparently shared a decision. Is it on YouTube? I can't find it. I doubt that. I doubt an amateur Brazilian fight is going to be on YouTube. SFT, but her other 3 pro fights are. Every single pro fight is. But I mean, what are you going to get out of it? I mean, she probably grapples for 3. She seems to have the cardio. I don't know. Anyway, I think that'll do us, my friend. Thanks for coming in, doing the show. Hopefully people appreciate the week off. You know, it's a crappy card, but this plays. You can definitely force, from what we've talked about, you can definitely force a few bets there. I might look at some unders and force him after this. Leon Hill just moved another 5 cents, so now he's officially minus 200 on Bet365. So there you go. Mm-hmm. The bookies are listening to us.
Yeah.
Doubt it, but yeah. There's plays there. All right, leave a comment. Get this shitty video with some algorithm. You have anything to add, my friend?
No, nothing, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime there's new UFC. But maybe we'll do another Contender Series season, eh?
Oh yeah, man. Definitely.
When we lined up on that, other than when you freaking played Promise Ring.
There's no need, man. There's no need to bring that up.
But that's the only time I remember us not lining up.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than that, we're.
Did you play the dog though? Did you play the dog?
No, I didn't. I was kicking myself.
No, you didn't.
the first 2 weeks of Contender Series, I was kind of like getting my reads, you know, seeing if my reads were accurate. Mm-hmm. So then I passed on Nolan, Talbot, and that Peruvian guy back to back. And then when I said I'm going to pull the trigger more, then we ended up with plays not as good as those ones. I couldn't find the favorite as good as those 3, or a dog even. So yeah, shit happens. It's going to be more aggressive from the first episode, you know.
Yeah, we'll find the place.
Yeah, we'll kill it. I have to bounce back. Last season was the only season I barely profited, so that's pathetic. I'll bounce back. All right, peace out. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment.
Peace.
And we're out of here.